Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Ho, 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 everyone, and welcome to a fantastic holiday episode of Great Scott. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty V. The only thing that makes this a holiday episode is that it's our last episode before the new year. So I want to say happy holidays to everybody, whatever you celebrate. Happy New Year coming up. Enjoy the great year we've got. Where we're going to have Wonder Woman, we're going to have Justice League, and I'm certain we're going to have new announcements for what's happening with Superman, Man of Steel, how it's going to figure in. We'll find out about his return in Justice League, and then we'll find out what comes next. Hopefully there'll be some teasers leading into where his story goes from here. And we've had some great things happening with Supergirl on television. We had the big crossover. I finally finished the whole thing up, and it was great. Kind of a gift going into the holidays. The shows are all on break now. But what a great way to end. Getting everybody together. My only issue, I think, with it was I think it's just going to be too difficult, really, to integrate Supergirl and do an episode with all those other people, as evidenced by when they all had to try and fight her. They just all kept getting knocked down over and over and over, and it was a great sequence. It was great to see that finally someone was like, you know what? A guy in a bat suit can't just come in here and take out one of the supers of the super family. You know, it happens with Superman and Batman all the time. It happens, you know, there's a Deadshot comic out right now, or Deathstroke comic, I forget which one it is, where apparently there's a sword and Superman's cape on it, like mimicking the death of Superman with Doomsday when his cape fell off and was on that post, kind of indicating that it's even possible for someone, a trained assassin, to be able to beat Superman. It happens a lot. It happens entirely too much, and they figure out ways to make Superman look like he's not as super as he should be. But at least on this, they couldn't really use Supergirl because if you really used her to her capacity, she could have just figured out the whole thing and gotten rid of everybody on her own. But instead, they had her turn evil for a short time, or she was mind-controlled with a whole group of them. But then, earlier, she was helping to train everybody, knocking everybody down, and then Ollie sidelined her because he suddenly had this discrimination toward aliens because he had his mind manipulated, and they were trying to keep him captured on the ship along with some of the others, Ray and White Canary and Diggle. But, so, that was another way to kind of keep her out of the story. And of all the parts, she really only had a minor role in both the final episode and in the Flash episode. She was very, very little in the Arrow episode, and it was a great Arrow episode. It was the 100th episode, and it had a lot of guest stars return that had been dead. So it was a really great episode. It's still my favorite show out of the CW superhero shows, but it really wasn't a great crossover show with other characters. Even White Canary, who was in it, Ray, they all originated on Arrow, so it made sense for them to be there. So writing for your own show, it was a better show. But as part of the crossover, it didn't really have, other than they were trapped by the Dominators. The Dominators weren't really in it. There wasn't really a lot about the takeover of the world. The best story of the Alien arc was the Legends of Tomorrow arc, where we found out why they were here, that they were here in the 50s, that there was a big deal going on, and that there was a guy from the 50s who had tried to screw them over back then, and he was still here now. The funniest part of that was Ollie tells Flash he has to do something when they're surrounded by the guys, and Flash runs around, and they do the whole Quicksilver homage, where he stops the bullet, moves it, puts the gun down like this, and then they all stop, and a bullet from a distance hits Ray, the worst person to shoot at, here in the arm. He's in armor, and he doesn't even hit him in the face. And they go, "Sniper!" And they all run. They all run off. A sniper would just hit you right in the mouth, you'd be dead, or he'd hit one of the people, all of the people, probably before anybody could move. Maybe not Flash, if he hit somebody else first, because then Flash could move. But if Flash is just standing still and doesn't know there's a gun, and none of them did, why would he shoot a guy in bulky armor in the arm if he's a sniper? Pretty bad sniper. But I like the whole, wow, she looks like my cousin from Brandon Routh. The whole Star-Spangled Idiot thing, Mick, is hilarious. And since this is a Superman podcast, I thought Supergirl's role was good in it when she was there. I just didn't think that she was used greatly. And it's because they can't figure out a way to really put her in this group, which is why they put her in her own universe to begin with. And they made it really hard for Barry to find her. Oh, we opened these things up all over the town. And finally, we hit on your place, and now at the end of the crossover, they just give her a thing, and she can come anytime she wants. So they're actually creating her own problem. I assume it won't happen very often. There's supposed to be some kind of musical. Hopefully it's like Music Meister or something. That Batman Brave and the Bold was one of the best episodes where everyone was singing because the Music Meister had them under his control. I thought this was Supergirl on this shirt. I don't think it is, based on the leaves on the bottom. I think it's Poison Ivy, Harlequin, and Batgirl. Or maybe it's Catwoman. Yeah, it's Catwoman, because it's the scratch there. So it's the villains. But it is a DC shirt. I don't have a Supergirl shirt. I wanted to wear one, but I thought this might have been it, so I put it on. Anyway, I thought the crossover was good. We got a lot of stuff to look forward to in 2017. And I hope you have a great holiday season with your families and friends. And we'll talk to you in the new year. Thanks for watching, and remember, ho, 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 always look up in the sky.